What a great day.
Yeah. Shh. I haven't had the crash. I've had it in the past.
Charlie, we're not going to get around this. The boat's taking in water.
We have been nattering for a while.
And when you're in at that temperature, it feels it's about survival. It's like, and then you get out and it's like, I survived, and now for the cake.
Well, welcome to the roundup of 2023 for the MYSWIM podcast. Our inaugural year. We started out partway through the year, so we didn't quite get first year, but this will be the roundup of, I suppose, season one of the podcast and some of the great guests that we've been managed to get and speak to, multiple world record holders and people from various aquatic challenges and events, and something that we're going to continue to do. And we've got some great people lined up for 2024, some good friends, some people who've done some absolutely fantastic challenges, and some of them a little bit quirky and different as well. So we're going to try and bring you, as we always try to, the what, the how, the when and the who. So it's something that you may be interested in and you might want to give it a try or find joy out of what they've put forward. But we started the year with the record-holding member of the British Empire, the MBE, of Sally Minty Gravett, someone who I've known for a long, long time. And Sally took us through the beautiful island swim of Jersey. And if you've not heard of it or seen it yet on YouTube, the interview, I urge you to hunt it out and you'll find out all you need to know if ever you're going to be thinking of taking on what is a really, really good challenge. It's about just short of 40 miles, swim round it, but the beautiful island that you'll enjoy while hopefully you're visiting there before you do the swim or after the swim. So it makes it, a special one. And, Sally has got knowledge living on the island, probably better than anyone of that swim, and she shared that with us. And Sally's someone, she's got so much knowledge and background and achieved so many different things in the sport, and I always enjoy Sally's company. So Sally's someone I hope to get back on in sometime during the year or a not too distant future. Next up we had Matt Holland, and someone else who I've known since he was a young lad, no longer. He's well in his 30s now, but what he's achieved in the sport of water polo is, from a British point of view, probably second to none. One of the few who can say that he took part in the Olympics, still part of the GB setup, taken on knowledge from abroad, from multiple clubs, and he's now putting that into use into the domestic game and helping out the GB squad. Matt took us behind the scenes and some stuff that I only saw from front of house, really, just to see what was happening in 2012, and he took us behind the scenes of that Olympics, and that was quite insightful, and I enjoyed that. And I wish Matt luck for all of his future ventures, and I'm sure if you listen to it and you hear his love and passion for the sport is not waning even after all these years of being involved with it, and he deserves all the credit that he should rightly get. So Matt was followed by two absolutely incredible open water swimming stalwarts, I'll call them, because to me they're popular characters in the open water community, but for me they really epitomise what is a fantastic part of the sport, the social outside side of it, where people get together and they just for the pure love of being in the water and outside. And that was Debbie Vine and Sue Woodcott. They came onto the podcast, and if you weren't already in love with the sport, I'm sure that the enthusiasm that come through from those two told us about what it takes and why they enjoy it so much, and particularly how to stay safe while doing it, which I thought was some great advice on that one. And I hope it will inspire you to take the dip if you haven't already. Mind you, I would say, as we're here sitting here in December now, it's a bit on the chilly side. I know that the pair of them are out there still swimming and enjoying it with many others, but I think I'll let it get warmer for a bit longer. I'm going soft in my age. So from there on, I shared my own personal experience of a swim that I would probably class as personal swim, the one that I loved. It's Lake Zurich, and it's by no means it's been the toughest swim that I've done, and probably not even the most iconic that I've gone through. But that's the beauty of the MySwim podcast, because people have different reasons for enjoying a particular swim. It may be the story that led up to it, or something that they've always wanted to do, or just the way the day turned out, or the people they were with. It's just, so many different things. And that was one that came together, and I really hope that you'll get a chance to listen to that one and maybe take it on if you can get into the event yourself or something similar, because to help that, I went through, as I say, the what, the how, the who, the when, and it's on YouTube, it's on the podcast, so hunt that one down, and I hope you get one to give me this, if not that event, another one that will give you that sort of joy, because it was the one that I quote in there that I felt as if it was the day I'd learnt to swim for, was that event. It was just, everything went right, and it was great. I really enjoyed it. Well, I say everything went right. There's actually the point in it where I did make mistakes, but sometimes they can help make the event. And on that day, I got away with not eating properly on the final stretch, but didn't take anything away from just the overall enjoyment of what was a beautiful, beautiful day and beautifully organised challenger. Then the next two we had, I was so fortunate to just take my equipment with us when we went, on the off chance that I was going to be doing a podcast about the event myself, the Ultra Swims 3.3 in Montenegro. I think it's the second one that they'd run. Well, it was the second one they run. They've got ones in Croatia coming up, and probably, hopefully, around the world, because they're great events, and they're great to meet up with people who have got equal joys of just swimming and pushing and challenging, but within, what are achievable limits with the right training plan, as with so many events, if you want to take those sort of things on. But one of the people I met there, was fortunate to, was Andy Donaldson. And Andy was fresh from just completing, I think, a few weeks earlier, the final part of his world record Ocean 7 challenge. 7 of the world's I wouldn't say toughest swims. They are tough, some of them. There's definitely a couple in there we'll put up in the league of the toughest one, but they're a set collection of swims that have been recognised as the sort of summit type swims. I think that was what they're based on, similar to the mountain summits. And Andy gave us the story behind that achievement. I think, to me, that's when I really, really locked into what it was and what it meant, because he didn't take it on easy. And he took it on being part of the community, not just coming into it, getting the best slots, getting the best. He took whatever was available without queue jumping, without doing anything else. He wanted to do it as anyone who was part of the community could push themselves, and he's got a talent. So he's a very, very good swimmer. I swam alongside him while we were in Montenegro, and that was a joy to see someone at that level swimming, gliding and hovering above the water, it seemed, but a very, very good swimmer, and deserves that world record. And there's a lot of love for him in the community of I suppose you can class that as the channel swimming community, that one, because there's a number of channels, but open water, whichever way you want to call it. Yeah, he's a nice guy, and I hope that he can expand his role, and he's a great ambassador for the sport, and I hope sponsorship, etc., can recognise that and help him out, because we need people like him to push the sport and bring it to more and more people and expand from where we are. While I was out there, I also met Michael Lemmel. Michael is credited with being one of the co-founders of the sport of Swimrun, and he was the co-founder of Ortillo, which is the main event, recognised as the main event of the first ones of Swimrun, and then he went on to develop that sport into the global event that it is now, and he's sort of regarded as the father of the sport, which really intrigued me, because it's so hard, isn't it, to meet someone who's invented or nurtured a sport to that level. This was an aquatic sport that was developed relatively recently, taken to the world, and I really wanted to know what was the whole thought process about why and what. And I was expecting quite a metrics type approach to it all. This is what it was. This is the distance we thought was the right one to make it the challenge. It wasn't around that at all. It was so much around the ethics and the ethos of what the event could achieve, being combined with nature and how people could come together and support each other. Because you do the event originally in pairs. I know it's like chase now, but Michael's got views on that I would strongly support, where it makes the event unique, where you do it in pairs and you're looking after each other, and one's stronger in one part, he's helping the other one, and vice versa. So it's that beautiful thing of finishing an event as a partnership. And if ever you've done that, or you've done it with a friend or a partner, and you've crossed the finish line together in something, whether it's two solos just in tandem or whatever, it is so much stronger than any solo achievement, in my opinion anyway, and from my experience. That's what I found. So I really, really enjoyed it. In fact, Michael's someone that I could have spoken to for hours and hours. He's a eloquent speaker, enigmatic character, and the whole process of the Swimrun and how it came about and how he developed it, quite unique, and I really enjoyed that. As I say, if it hadn't been for the fact that we had a 10k swim to do the next day, I probably would have been still sitting there now talking to him, because we were on a lovely beach as well over in Montenegro. So a lovely time to do that. So really enjoyed that part of it, and another great guest. So as we look forward to 2024, I'd like to thank everyone who has been either a guest or supported us here on the MYSWIM podcast. I really hope that you've enjoyed some of the artwork that we put together. We do something unique for each episode, just to make life a bit brighter and happier place to be in. And I hope that you'll continue to be with us during 2024, and I wish you love and happiness for wherever your aquatic journey takes you. But I hope that you'll have a little bit of space for the MYSWIM podcast in your time in 2024. Thank you for listening. To capture the joy of each individual MYSWIM, we have an exclusive, bright, fun MYSWIM podcast themed artwork design. If you enjoy the podcast and the guests, we'd appreciate your support to keep these podcasts going, to help spread the knowledge to a wider community. And please check out the designs on www.myswim.uk. Let us know what you want to hear about, and together let's build the community. We really want to positively celebrate and promote all aspects of aquatics, and particularly the mental health benefits that swimming can bring, and we'd love you to be a part of it. Join the community, give us your feedback, follow, and tell us all about your individual MYSWIM.